I'm going to be talking about the fact box today, and I am so excited about this opportunity because I really love this. I share it all the time. I have people come to me that I may have shared this even a year ago or longer, 4 or 5 years ago, and they'll come and tell me how effective it has been for them. The place I like to use it best is in committees when I'm working on an executive committee for a specific project and the group becomes polarized. This can transform the way a group will function. But my favorite, very favorite spot where it's been transformative has been at my own house. So I can't wait to share it with you. I hope you will get as much benefit from it as we have. Okay, so we're going to begin with the good and the bad box. Okay? We all, as humans, we all tend to do this. We tend to sort things in the good and bad box. And you know people are doing this because you can be having lunch with a girlfriend and share some opinion or some experience. And your friend will say, now, that's a good thing, right? So we all tend to do this as humans. But the problem is when you put everything in good or bad boxes, you can become polarized very quickly. It's real easy when somebody brings you something bad that you don't want, some news or some opinion. It's very easy to villainize them. And we actually, whenever there's a campaign season, we see that so much. Everybody gets villainized, right? So what works much better at home especially is if you don't villainize people, but you just put their opinion in the fact box. So somebody, maybe one of your kids, says or does something that you're not real keen on, you can say, well, I know it's a fact that she has that opinion, or I know it's a fact that that experience happened. It may not be something I'm happy about, but it is something that I can deal with in a factual way. I shared this with a friend of mine who's very brilliant, this young man that I know, and he said, oh yeah, I remember I had to read about those in a book, several books probably, in college. And as soon as he said it, I thought, yeah, I think maybe I probably had to read those books in college too. They've been out there a while. And I said to him, well, there's a fourth box. And he went, oh, I haven't read that book. And I just laughed, I chuckled, because I knew, of course, he has read that book. He just wasn't thinking about it this way. So there's a fourth box. And this box is the box that says Jesus judges. He will judge. The day is coming, the scriptures tell us, when he will judge everything. So we don't have to judge right now. In fact, sometimes we get ahead of ourselves and we try to judge things. I mean, there's a lot of evil that happens in the world and we know it's evil. But Jesus is not judging that now. And if we get ahead and we do his job for him, we're really essentially being it's blasphemous. So he's freed us up. We don't have to judge. We know he's going to. And if we do his job, that is, it's a kind of blasphemy. So, but of course we know evil exists. So I kept asking myself, okay, Lord, why don't you judge right now? That doesn't make sense. I mean, we all know some things are so evil they deserve to be in the bad box, even now, right? Well, one day it just came to me that the reason he doesn't is he did something really beautiful for us. God created something we all know and love. Like, you don't have to tell a mother of toddlers that consequences are a great thing, right? Consequences, we love those, especially if we have toddlers in our house. So basically what consequences do, they were designed by God in the ecosystem of the universe to provide a safety net for us. And I'll show you how they work. They're so beautiful. One thing that happens is consequences, if we make good decisions and we have good behaviors and we have good attitudes, consequences will confirm us in all that is good. So for instance, if we make good decisions about how we're going to communicate at home, or we make good decisions to be loving toward our family, pretty soon we'll be living in the confirmation of those good decisions, and our family love and fellowship will increase. On the other hand, and I really love this side as much as the other side because I've experienced so much of it, I'm so grateful that God built correction into the universe too. So when we make bad decisions or have bad attitudes, our our consequences will correct us. And all of this is designed for a really beautiful purpose. I can't wait to show you what that is. One thing that is true is God is good. And He really wants us to know that. And He designed this whole ecosystem to draw us into that understanding. And it really can help us understand that He is good. And His purpose in wanting us to know that is He desires fellowship with us. Isn't that beautiful? I just want to put a big heart all around that. It's so precious to us that God Himself desires fellowship with us. And so He built this whole ecosystem that would either confirm us or correct us, and in the whole process draw us to Him, allowing this safety net. Well, I really love the fact box because at my house, here's what happens. I know now when I've said or done something my husband does not agree with, because instead of fussing at me or having an argument, he'll just say to me, I'm putting that in the fact box. And I love that. I do too. I do it to him as well. I'll tell him, now that's going in the fact box, buddy. But the reason we like the fact box so much is there are solutions there. In fact, that's where all the solutions are. If you're looking for ways to work through decisions, or if you have a lot of different strong opinion, we have so many at my house, we have so many critical thinkers, people who are able to analyze and think carefully, that we do get a lot of strong opinions in our house. And so this just gives us a beautiful place to put it all. It allows us to make use of all the brain power in our family in a way that's really constructive, and it creates this beautiful dynamic that is fellowship driven. It's really, really beautiful. So I hope that that will make you aware that you don't have to be judging good and bad. You don't have to be blaming each other for a difference of opinion. In fact, you can put all your opinions and all your experiences in this fact box, and that's where you'll find the solutions. And in the process, as you trust God with consequences, even for the behaviors of your children, you don't even have to judge your own parenting. You don't have to ask yourself, well, if I was a better parent, would my adult children have made the same mistakes they made? Instead, you can just trust the consequences of the universe built in by a God who loves you and desires to have fellowship with you. So thank you very much for letting me share that today.